CC12's Demo Day. Woo! Started, but first let's talk about some very important administrative details. Okay, so first, welcome first and foremost. And also, if you are using the social medias tonight, please hashtag CC Demo Day and @Code Chrysalis. And so, first of all, before I talk about the amazing, wonderful students that I do and the staff that we want to discuss tonight, I want to give first a big thank out to Rakuten Rapid API. So actually during week 7 our students had the opportunity to build a full stack app in Teams with them, and they've just been like such wonderful partners, and so there's a lot that we couldn't do without that partnership, and so thank you so much Yasu and all of the team over there. You guys are wonderful and great and endlessly patient with us. So what's happening tonight? First, we have the introduction. That's happening right now. After that, we're going to have senior project presentations. All of the students are here. They will be presenting this evening. And then we're going to have some closing words from our co-founders, Ian and Kani. So we're really looking forward to that. This is a very emotional day for the staff here at CC. I can't believe it's Demo Day again already, and that 3 months has passed again, and I feel like I've barely gotten to know all of you, and I hope to get to know you more after you finish this graduation ceremony tonight. So this class is really, really special. They started the program actually with the full expectation to be on site, right? To come here together as we have done with every cohort up until this point, and just struggle together and emerge victorious as another flutter of butterflies that is just bursting with energy and lots of programming skill. Please hire them. But yeah, things, as everyone knows, didn't work out in the world to allow that to happen. So not only did they go through the regular CC struggle of a full-time, full-on immersive bootcamp, they did it during a global pandemic. They handled the transition, the snap transition that we did to remote beautifully. And then there were a lot of oh my god, is everything going to be okay? Are we going to make it? And I think as you'll see tonight, the apps really show just what they've been able to achieve in the past 12 weeks. So really, really couldn't be prouder of them. And I'm going to stop talking now before I start crying, because it's just been such an intense and wonderful 12 weeks. And so without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Carlos, who is going to be our master of ceremonies this evening. Let's give it up for Carlos.
Wow. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being here. This is amazing. I wasn't expecting such a big turnout, and I'm excited to see familiar faces, new faces, and I just have to resonate with what Heather was saying. It's an emotional day because for many of us are meeting for the first time, believe it or not. But we have been working together side by side in the online world, creating apps, learning to program new things, building things from scratch. And tonight is my honor and my privilege to introduce the 4 amazing apps that we've been working so hard to create and to present to you. And we're going to start tonight with the amazing, wonderful team Laville. And if you're on the market, if you're on the prowl, if you're looking for a partner, a significant other, well, good news! Beer Garden, this new amazing app that is going to revolutionize the dating world. You won't believe it, but it's very unique, amazing concept, and I cannot believe that these amazing fellows were able to create this from 0 in 3 weeks. So without further ado, I'm going to present you Team Laville.
Okay, good evening everyone. Thank you so much for coming here today, and thank you to all the people online for joining us tonight. We're really happy that you could take time out of your busy schedule, so thank you so much. And now we're going to kick it off, and our group has the pleasure to introduce you to this wonderful new dating app called Beer Garden. Grow your relationships over a beer. But before we begin, I would love to introduce you to this wonderful group that I had the honor and pleasure of working with for the past 4 weeks. So first of all, we have the Mr. Energetic Riku. He was our software full stack engineer and our chat sensei. And then next we have the lovely Yurika. She was also our full stack engineer and our database queen. And next we have the very powerful Yuya. He is our full stack engineer and our Google Play Console Jedi. And then we have Mr. Chill, Jeff Bentley. He was our full stack engineer and our tech dictator. Our tech lead. Seriously, he was really a great tech lead, and all these teammates I had a really fun time working with. So thank you very much. So let's move on. So like I said, we decided to do a dating app. And when we were researching this, we found out some very interesting things about the online dating market in Japan. So first of all, from 2017 to 2023, the online dating market is expected to grow by 332%. And next, online spending on Japanese dating apps is supposed to increase by 125% from 2018 to 2019. And last, as you all know, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. And during the soft lockdown, there has been a 15% increase in online chats in Japan. So we think this is some of the reasons why we decided to make a dating app. And I know some of you skeptics are thinking, hey, Garrett, why did you guys decide to make a dating app? There's already several dating apps in Japan. Well, we think our dating app is very cool and fun and very unique. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Yuya, and he will explain exactly what this app can do and how you can benefit from it. So take it away, Jedi Yuya.
Thank you, Garrett, and thank you for explaining interesting stats. All right, so as he mentioned, I'm going to talk about the user story. And this is Matt. He's been trying different dating apps to find his potential partner. However, he figured most dating apps are really focused on their looks when people get matched. So the problem is he didn't really know about his partner when he get matched and start conversation. So he didn't really like that sort of superficial relationship, and he was thinking it would be very nice if he know about the partner's interest before he start chatting, and also he can focus more on meaningful conversation. So our app is a beer garden themed dating app. So where you can meet a lot of people and get to know each other. And since it's a beer garden, you're gonna send a beer in order to start chatting. And every day you will get one match with your potential partner. And when you get matched, you will see their profile information, which includes a lot of interesting questions created by our team. And also, lastly, the most important thing is we are going to blur your profile image first. So the more you drink and talk together, the less blurry your profile image becomes. And I know it's dating app and then using blurry image, it's kind of weird. So I have an example. So I'm going to show it for you. So let's say you are a user of this app and you get matched with this person, and obviously you will see the completely blurred profile image, so we can't tell who the person is. But depending on the total number of messages and also days, the picture becomes less blurry. So something like this. Yeah, in the middle you're gonna see something like this, but it's still blurry and you cannot tell who this person is. So yeah, you can chat a lot, and then finally you will see unblurred profile image of Garrett over there. And since by the time you see the unblurred profile image, you will talk or chat a lot with your potential partner. So I would say this is a great moment to plan your first date with your potential partner. So by using our app, you can focus more on the communication with your partner. And I'm going to hand it over to Riku, and he's going to demo that. Yeah.
All right, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Yuya. All right, give me a sec while I boot this up. Perfect. All right, hope you guys are all warmed up because this is going to be super exciting stuff because you're in for a real treat. This is actually the first time we're going to have a public tour of our app, Beer Garden. So let's get in. And as we all know, a great product always comes with an instruction manual, right? So right underneath the sign up page, we actually have that ready for you. So those of you who like to read about the service, then there you go. We made it super beautiful, animated, as for you. All right, skip that. I know how to use it. So I'm just gonna log in real quick. All of this was made from our sweat and love, okay? No magic, no nothing. Just pure effort. Pure magic. Here we go. And we greet ourselves with the match page here. As much as I like to press on it and get my match of the day, which I haven't yet, I do want to really step up my game, make myself more presentable, so I'm going to fly to the profile page first, okay? So let's go to my profile page. You see Chat Sensei. You can see all the information about me. Pretty interesting guy, thank you. You can see all the questions, so what Yuya was talking about, right? This is really unique to Beer Garden. Not a lot of applications out there have all these pretty cool stuff. And you can see the questions that I haven't filled out are in green with a fill it out. And if I go all the way down, there's this big green button, which will take me to extra questions, which I can answer of myself. So I'm gonna skip that for today because I wanna keep myself a little mysterious. But I do want to change my profile picture because this is not me, it's my uncle Leslie. Alright, so let's go edit that, right? So flying into the edit profile page, again, beautiful UI, thank you team, thank you. Alright, I'm going to add some more interests. I just started art, I love traveling, and right at the bottom I can always set my preferences. It's set to 18 to 80, yep. Set it like that, but I'm gonna keep it to 100. Don't want to miss out on any opportunities. You never know. So let's change my profile picture. I don't want to do this. I want to give my real nice smile. Let's get everyone in there. You see that? Okay, let's smile. I got friends. Cool. And upload that. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Yes. All right. There we go. Now we're ready. Now we're ready. All right. So let's go get my lady. On to the match page. Awesome animations. And ready? Let's go get our match. Let's go get our match. Where's my match? Okay, we're not gonna get a match today. We're gonna skip that. But you can go into the messages. Here you can see all your matches right here. You can see Sarah. The photo is unblurred already, so I've already talked to her for quite a while. She's a very pretty lady. And then you can see Garrett. I've been talking to Garrett. And our love transcends the barriers of gender preferences, man. Yeah, but we're still blurred. Alright, but this app is not complete if I cannot unmatch, of course, right? So, sorry Garrett, I'm just gonna match with you, man. Oh no. Goodbye. And that is unmatched. Do we want to see the action of like getting a match? Do you want to see that?
Yeah.
Because we got plan B. Alright, let's go to plan B. Plan B, plan B, plan B. Do we have plan B here or here?
It's not open yet. It's a demo video. I had to restart before
ready.
this, so still
Don't worry. Do you feel so sad?
Okay,
You guys are gonna love this. It's amazing. We worked so hard on this, so please take a look at this. Please. Alright, give me a sec. So we did all the profile pages. Okay, and then you do everything. And just right. Give me a sec. 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 Somewhere here. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Okay, let's go get a match. Alright, and then when you press it, here comes the magic. Here comes the magic. Confident! Wow, we worked so hard on this. We got good loves to this. I just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Okay. And we signed out, and that's it. Just give me a sec. Hey love, I know you're watching this live. That was just a demo, and that's not my real account. Sarah does not exist. I love you. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I just avoided World War III. Let's continue with the show. I know there's a lot of developers out there today, and I know your spider senses are tingling. You want to know how we made it and what we use. So I'm gonna pass it on to Jeff. who will talk about how and what we use to make this app. All right, Jeff, take it away.
Holy, what a demo. I don't think I've seen that before, even in our class. That was good, that was good. All right, well, I'm going to be a little bit more boring. I'm talking about technology. So yeah, getting into the technologies we actually use to make this app. We use quite a few things, but because it's mobile, the main technologies we used were Dart and Flutter. So in case you don't know, just a quick kind of rundown of what that is. Dart is the actual language you'd be writing in, and then Flutter is the framework that allows you to see the UI and kind of all the nice graphics and all that kind of stuff. We also used Firebase. So we used a few products of theirs. We used the cloud storage to store the profile pictures. And we also use cloud functions to do things that are kind of time-based, but I'll get to those a little bit later. Also, we did use Firestore, and that's their real-time database as well. And last but not least, we use the Google Play Developer Console to release the app on the Google Play Store. But also, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the challenges we face. So one of the biggest challenges we had was actually dealing with the database. We maxed out our database a couple times in a row, and it actually set us like a couple days back in our production. So I had to contact Firestore, and they kind of got back to us and told us what was going on. I didn't know this at the time, but if you look at the console in Firestore, it counts as 300 database reads by default. And so like 5 of us doing that like all day, every day, really added up quickly. So now we learned our lesson. Also filtering. So when we're filtering matches using Firestore, you can't chain filters using like equals and greater to on different fields. So if you want the age greater than 18, but the gender being female, that's difficult to do. So we had to use something called a compound index to have those filtered together. And the last one was the time-based actions I was talking about. We have things like getting 1 match a day, and the picture is unblurring over time. So we ended up using cloud functions and scheduling functions to get that done. But I'm going to pass it on to Yutika. She's going to tell us about the future features.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. So what is next for Beer Garden? Well, I'm going to introduce you to some awesome, fun new features that are coming up. The first one we're really, really excited about. It's called Bar Fight! This is a feature where you can play mini games with your matches, and if you win, your matches photos become less blurry. All right, and the second one is blurred video messaging. So you'll be able to video message with your matches, and of course there's going to be a blur filter. And the third one is quiz time. So there'll be random moments in the app, while you're on the app, when you'll have the opportunity to answer questions about your matches. And if you answer them correctly, then less blur. And finally, a premium account where you can get more matches per day or unblur more photos using in-app purchases. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We have had so much fun making this app. Once again, Beer Garden was brought to you by Yuya, Jeff, myself, Yurika, Riku, and Garrett. Yeah, we had so much fun working together and building this app, and we can't wait for you guys to all check it out. And with that being said, the app is available on the Google Play Store. Please go download it and make a profile. And we're very open to feedback. We would love to hear what you think. So we have our GitHub link available here too with all of our contact information. So please, please, please get in touch. Yeah, and thank you so much for your audience. And cheers to finding love.
To make this. And we didn't learn Flutter or Dart. This is something that they took upon themselves to learn, to implement, and to make it a reality. So, oh my God, guys, great job. I fell in love instantly with the app. I know it's just love at first sight. I know love is blind, but you know, with that app I fell in love instantly. And I really recommend that you download it because I downloaded it myself today. It's the first time I actually used it. And I think it's something that doesn't come across. I mean, the slide doesn't make it justice. You have to touch it, you have to slide and tap and use the buttons. All that is by design. A beautiful UI, UX, user interface, user experience is something that I can tell how hard this team worked. And so, congratulations, guys. And you're gonna be, I'm looking forward to your future updates. And now, Dragon Tester. Prepare to be blown, get your mind blown again, because this is amazing. All right, and I'm gonna leave the team. Go ahead.
Thank you, Carlos. Wow, so many people here tonight. Thank you for making it here for CC12 Demo Day. I would love to introduce you an app called Dragon Tester. This is a team we worked really, really hard on. So, anyway, the app is about front-end developers. If they want to test their ability, they can come to our site and take a couple tests, and companies can find those applicants. But before I begin, I'd like to introduce you to our team. My name's Tam. I worked on the back end to ensure everything ran smoothly. And then we have Mako. She did all the testing and also made sure the app was deployed properly. Then we have Shuntaro, who is our main front-end developer. And we have Zoe, who is our back-end extraordinaire and visionary for our web app. And then we have Chip, who is our tech lead, who helped on the front end and made everything done properly on time. And Zoe, could you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about this app?
Thank you, Tam. So let me introduce Sally. Sally is an HR in a tech startup company. She also takes care of hiring. Her company's hiring budget is quite limited, so she doesn't want to use external agencies. She also has no knowledge about coding, so in her initial screening, she could not test the candidate's technical skills. For normal candidates, the hiring manager would pass her some algorithm challenges to test the candidates. But how about front-end developers? It is quite difficult just to tell their technical skills by algorithms. So, also in the hiring manager's requirement, they want to know two things. One thing is the candidate's UI UX ability, and another thing is their ability to pass a certain test suite to meet her company code standard. On the other hand, we have Nakata-san. Nakata-san is looking for a front-end developer position. She is quite conservative about giving her personal information online. However, she would like to be connected with the opportunities. Ideally, she would like to evaluate it by her codes and get a scouting email from the company directly. So how would it work? Here comes our Dragon Tester. Our goal is to connect Sally and Nakata-san. Next, Shuntaro gonna give us a quick demo to show how it works.
Alright, thank you Zoe. So here we come. We're super excited to show you, and especially you, how our app looks like. Here we go. Welcome to Dragon Tester. Display your front-end skills anonymously. Alright, so if it's your first time visiting our website, you can click here and see how it works. Woo! You go back to the top, and then as you can see, there are different type of login button, and one for developers who want to test their front-end skills, right? And then another one is for recruiters. They are looking to hire developers. All right. So if you're a developer like us, and then you want to test your front-end skills, go ahead and click sign up button here, and you can create your own account. And then for the company sign up, it will be handled internally. All right. So, well, since I already created my account, I'm gonna log in with my account. Tell me please. It's Shundragon. And he knows my password, but please don't share your password with people. It's risky. All right, so once you log in, you can see your own dashboard, right? Here you can see all of your information you put, and also you can start taking the coding test. So this is welcome back Shundragon. That's my super cool username, and you can see my email address, and here test result will be displayed. And this is the desired location that you're interested in working in. So I set it Tokyo because I'm looking for a job in Tokyo. And so recruiters can see all of this information with your test result. So if they are looking to hire developers in Tokyo, and then they might reach out to you, right? And then if you have several cities that you're interested in, you can just keep adding it. So let's add building, because I speak German. Hallo Leute, wie geht's? Schönes Tag, ne? Alright, never mind, sorry. So very cool. Also on the right side of the screen, you can see two different type of coding tests. Let's do a coding quiz. So once you start, so this is a multiple choice React quiz to assess your React knowledge. So if you're a React guru like me, Tam, you should try this. Yeah, for the demo purpose though, Tamin's doing this for me, but if you wanna test your skills, please do it by yourself, right? Don't let other people to do it, right? Let's see how much Tam can get. There you go! He got 100%! He is looking for a job in Tokyo too. Alright, so if you go back to the dashboard, your recent quiz score got updated. Alright, so let's try coding challenges. So there are 3 different levels. Easy, medium, hard. We're gonna do medium for today. Let's start. So once you click start, right, you can see the requirement. It is a story that you have to follow. It's an adding calculator. Looks like you have to make a simple calculator. Okay. And if you zoom out a bit, you can see you have a time limit. And this is a coding editor. That's where you write your code, right? And then once you hit the run button here, there you go. The output of your code will be displayed on right side. Very nice. And also, tests get executed. And then these are the tests that you should pass, right? So yeah, can you put the run again, please? Yeah. So yeah, all the tests are failing right now. So let's find out what we have to do. Can you go back to the requirements, please? Yeah. Zoom a bit. Okay. I see. I have an idea. All right. I know what to do. Can you just click in here? Yeah. Command V. There we go. All right, so let's run this again. There we go. Oh, this is the first thing. Okay. Now, and you can see we just created a simple calculator. It's perfectly working. Sweet. Okay. So once you finish your coding challenge, you can click submit result button here, and some legal term pops out, and then once you click agree. There you go, your coding test has been submitted. Thank you, Dragon. All right, go back to the dashboard. And if you click here, view profile button, you can see your information and the result of your test. And this is what exactly recruiters will see. So let's go back to home, and I'll show you how it works from company side. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a login button for company side. And let's log in with Tamiko. That's his future company. Yeah. So once you log in with your company account, did you forget your password? Oh no. Sweet. All right. So you can see this is the dashboard for company side, right? And you can see the list of the candidates who took the test with Dragon Tester, and you can filter by the city. So Tamiko is looking to hire developers in Tokyo. All right. Yeah. Let's submit that. There we go. So you can see the candidates. Let's check Zoe here. You click the button here. There we go. So you can see her username, email, exact location, and quiz score, and you can see the result of her test. And this is exactly the code she wrote, and exactly the output and the test result. And then you can see how much time she spent. She solved this in within 3 minutes. Wow, that's impressive. So like if you're interested in her, you can send her email. So that's how Dragon Tester works. All right. One last thing. If you go back to home, you might notice like there is a About Us button. If you click that, you can meet our awesome team. So there's a LinkedIn and GitHub. So if you're interested in us, please feel free to connect with us. All right. So now you might be wondering what kind of technologies that we use to make our super cool app. Mako will explain that to you.
Thank you, Shintaro. I will talk about technologies we use. We use Next.js. This is framework for React. It allows us to use server-side rendering. Server-side rendering is that executing JavaScript inside server and generating HTML. MongoDB, this is NoSQL database. It's easy to manipulate data. And we use Docker. This is a tool to build and run application easily. Using Docker is good because you can always reproduce production issues on your local machine. And we deployed our application to AWS. And Frame Motion, this is for animation. And also we use Material UI and Style Components. This is for styling. Our application is responsive, so you can enjoy our application by smartphone and laptops. Please try to access it. Okay, I will try. I will pass it on to Chip.
Thank you, Mako. So I want to talk about some of the challenges we faced during this project. And actually, we faced some issues right from the start. Part of starting a project like this is determining what your MVP is, your minimum viable product. Minimum viable product. And the idea there is, what is the smallest application you can make that will still bring value to your customers? And we had a very expansive idea of what we wanted to do when we sat down on the first morning of this project. And we had a hard time breaking that down into an MVP, something we could achieve in the 3 weeks we had. After we determined the MVP, we moved on to actually creating the code test. And as Shintaro showed us, we have a web page where there is a code editor, front-end display, and a test display. So bringing all three of those together and getting it to be responsive and accurate was a big challenge for us. After we accomplished that, we moved on to user authentication. Right, so we knew our customers would be supplying us with their personal information, their email address, and their test results, and we needed to protect that. So we wanted to do a login based on email and a password, and this was, we knew it was a solved problem, but none of us had solved it yet. So we had to do some research, and we ended up relying on technologies like bcrypt and JWT to do our login. So for the future of this product, we have some ideas. One, we want more tests. 3 tests don't cover the width and breadth of skills that a good front-end engineer needs. So we'd like to add more tests, maybe talk to our corporate customers and see what sort of things they would like to have for tests. In that same vein, we'd also like to support multiple frameworks. Right now, we're focused on React. But we'd like to add in frameworks like Vue or Angular to really get the whole front-end ecosystem covered. And then finally, we'd like to go back to that idea we had on the first morning of a very expansive website, one that would handle contact between job applicants and companies between first contact and final offer. And so we have a dream of making this a much bigger project. So on behalf of Team Dragon, I want to say thank you for your time tonight. We've enjoyed presenting to you and working on this project. And then on the next page, you can see a QR code, which will take you to that About Us page that Shintaro showed us. And then you can actually go and visit the site and take some tests. So thank you.
Congratulations, Team Dragon. I'm blown away. That's incredibly hard, difficult to put together. There's so many moving parts, and as you can see, when they show the technologies used, this is not just 1 or 2. It's usually a whole suite of technologies arranged from the front end all the way to the back end, which you probably heard many times today. So the front end, in layman terms, is essentially what you get to see. Is a website working? Is the buttons clicking? Is it showing what it's supposed to be showing? And the back end is essentially, well, your database is the nitty-gritty, what makes the site work. And a full stack developer does all of it. And that's what we are today. We all are graduating software engineers or full stack engineers, and we're able to flow to the back, to the front. Of course, some people have preferences. They like more the front or the back end. There's many technologies that you can spend your time learning. But I don't want to get carried away with that, because the next team has prepared something really special. Really special. Now you can find a partner, now you can find a job with the previous 2 apps, but now you can find some excitement and adventure in not a distant land. This land exists all around us. And I'm going to let Hallie and the beautiful, amazing team here to present a mobile game that I'm blown away by. So without further ado, please, Hallie, take it from her.
Hello everybody, we are Mystic Tear, and this is the mobile game that we are going to bring to you today, and we are so excited to share this with you, so get ready. But first, we want to start things off by introducing ourselves so you know who we are and the people who made this cool app, and I'm going to let Roger start us off.
Thank you very much. My name is Roger. I'm a full stack developer. I've been playing games ever since I was little. I love building things, Lego, software, everything like that. I was working on the AR portion of the app, and I'll pass it next to Koki.
Yeah, thanks Roger. So I'm Koki, and I'm also a full stack engineer, and I worked on the AR aspect of the project with Roger, and I'm very excited to show it to you guys. Now Julia.
Thanks, Koki. Yeah. Hi, my name is Julia. I helped Hallie with the user interface, so putting everything together. And I was also lucky enough to be the illustrator for this project, making all of the artwork that you will see here. And now, back to Hallie.
Thank you. I'm Hallie. As you have heard already, I was the tech lead for this project, and I also was working on the UI as well, so working in Unity, working with C#, making sure everything works and the buttons flow and everything is working A-OK. So I'm now going to take us into the story behind our app. So let's go on a journey together. The unicorn overlord Fej has ripped a tear into the universe, from their universe into ours, and has unleashed all of these creatures you see on the screen into our world. And it's up to you to collect all of the creatures, battle that evil unicorn overlord Fej, and give them all back safe and sound to their universe, and seal that tear back up so there's peace in all the universes again. And as you can see here, this is a little bit of a teaser of Julia's artwork that she created by hand for our app, so we were so lucky to have her on our team. And right now, Julia is going to take us through hopefully a live demo of the app, if the phone decides to connect to the computer, hopefully. And we'll get to see the app in action. So I think things are working. Let's go.
Ooh, yeah, boy. I'm really excited the demo's working. So you can see the main page. So we're going to get started by signing into Google Play because we don't want just anybody to be playing our game. You gotta have an account. And as you can see, you're taken directly to the gallery view where you can see all of the creatures that you've collected so far. And towards the bottom, you can see that there's a button on the left side that says AR View. So we're going to tap that to see if we can bring all of these creatures into the real world. So as you can see, it opens up our camera. I'm going to try and make it real steady for you guys. Sorry, I have a bit shaky hands. As you can see, there's a lot of dots on the ground, and that is where you can place your creatures with just a tap. So at the bottom, you can have a little toolbar where you can select which creature you would like to place. So I'm quite partial to this orc over on the right side, so I'm going to tap his icon, and then I'm going to tap somewhere on the screen, move the mouse out of the way, tap somewhere on the screen to place him. So I'm going to place him right by Hallie's feet. Look how tiny he is. I'm going to move down the line. Yeah, pat his head, he needs it. I'm going to move down the line, place a lovely bard, maybe towards the middle of the screen. He's a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to keep moving down the line to place an elf. My personal favorite, the Borb. And then, last but not least, closest to me, I am going to place the Witch. And as you can see, the maximum number of creatures you can place at the moment is 5, so the plane will disappear and you can just admire them in the real world. Now let's go back. Say you just want to see one creature. Say you just want to see your favorite. My personal favorite, of course, is the bird, as you saw. So up towards the top, I'm going to tap his picture. You're going to see a main page where you can see his picture, the name, some stats, and at the bottom you're going to see another AR view. So let's bring him into the real world. Give him a little pop-up. And so, unlike the main AR view, in this AR view you just have to tap the screen to place him. So I'm going to place him right here. Very lovely. And now, the special thing about single AR view is that you can drag and drop him. So I am going to tap the bird and then slowly drag him with my finger into Roger's hand. Look how cute that is. He bites. He bites. And say you just want to see your creatures fight for you. Maybe you just want to see, you know, some good old brawling. Well, there's a middle icon with a sword, and swords mean fighting, so let's get into it. So you're taken into the battle mode, and so you can place down 4 creatures. to be your team. Let's see, I want to see an orc. I'm going to place him towards Hallie's feet again. Hallie's feet are very popular. I'm going to place a bard. We need a healer, so I'm going to place a healer. And then let's get an elf in there. And then let's place an enemy. So let's see if we can fight the evil unicorn overlord Fedge. Oh man, Koki, who do you think's going to win?
Go for the Fedge.
Fedge? You think Fedge will win? Oh god, I think you're right. Oh god, oh no. Well, that's quite a way to end the demo, so with my tail between my legs, I'm going to pass it on to Roger to talk about challenges.
Thank you very much. Julia, again, thank you so much, working so hard. She really makes the characters come to life. Without her, I mean, it's really not much of a game. It would just be ones and zeros. So, again, thank you very much, Julia. We came into this project and we're thinking, what can we do? What can we build? We can do to-do apps. That's kind of the thing. But we're like, no, we want to do something that showcases our skills. We wanted to use some technology we're not used to, and we wanted lots of people to play it, and we're like, let's have fun with it. So we came out with an AR mobile game platform being produced and sold on, well, not sold, but for free, on the Google Play Store. So we're like, okay, how's that going to work? So we're looking at JavaScript. The tech stack is there, but it's not quite great in a way that would be doable in a short amount of time that we had. So we're like, okay, what can we do next? Hey, we're developers, right? We're agile. We just use any tool we have and we can do it. So we're like, okay, out with the old, out with JavaScript, in with the new. So we all learned C# and Unity, and we used the tech stack there. So that was a big thing, learning Unity and C#. The second thing was, with the COVID being as it is, half of our development team was on-site and the other half was off-site. So, and the other half was using Macs, the other half were using PCs, the other half were using Android phones, the other half were using iPhones. So it was a very mixed up team and we couldn't get the production working quite well. Lots of us were programming blindly. We would just be programming, we couldn't test, see what we've done, so we had to build it, send it to a team member, he would then test it, give us back the feedback, and it was just this terrible cycle. But there is, in Unity itself, a cool app which just streamlines all of this, so everyone can be working on the same project easily. We did try using Git and all of that, but Git doesn't allow big files, so you just mess up your project, so there's something to learn. But with that, we did manage to get it all done, working out. We're so excited with the platform. It is beta right now. There's more and more features being put in every day. It's just awesome. Like, I'm surprised myself that, hey, we did this. So thank you, all you guys. With that, I'm going to pass it on to Koki, who's going to talk to you about our tech stack. Koki?
Yeah, thanks, Roger. So in order to summon all the characters that Julia made to real life, we decided to use the following tech stack. And the first, I would like to introduce you the C# and Unity. And despite the fact that C# was like a first exposure to most of us, we were agile, we were Team Unicorn, we were able to manage it in a short period of time. Also, Unity, it's used for game development, but it's also active for, the community is active for AR technology as well. So we decided to use this technology. And also for implementing the AR features, we decided to use the AR Foundation, which is one of the packages provided by Unity. And we were able to successfully use that to make our product into shape. And lastly, on Firebase, of course, we need to manage user information. So why not use it? And we decided to use the authentication system, and we were able to manage the login procedure. And now I'd like to pass on to Hallie about future features.
Thank you. So we do have some fun future features planned for the app. The first one being GPS creature collection. So you saw the app demo inside here, but now we want you to take this outside to specified locations where you can collect these creatures and add them into your gallery shelf. Another fun future feature we would like to add is going to be a creature rarity system. So you saw the 5 creatures that were available, really adorable, some of them fearsome. but now we want to change up the colors, maybe make some of them stronger, they have special attacks, so you can really build the best team possible to defeat that evil unicorn. And the final fun future feature we would like to add is a leveling system. So you've collected these creatures, they're displayed on your gallery shelf. What are you going to do with them next? You're going to level them up. You're going to train them, make them stronger, make them better, because you really, really want them to get back to their universe. They're homesick, you know? We want to get them home safe and sound. And so that would be the leveling system we have planned. And to wrap things up here, we just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's here in person, all of you that are online, maybe watching this in the future on YouTube, and thank you again for watching this. You can scan this QR code right here. If you have an Android phone, it'll take you to the Google Play Store, and you can download the app right now and start having fun with the AR features and putting those boards and orcs into the real world. When you do that, we would love to hear from you because we've all worked so hard learning a new programming language, Unity, putting this all together. Let us know what you think. Also, if you have more ideas of features you want added to this app, let us know because we would welcome that creativity and we would love to keep making this app better and better as it goes forward. So thank you again, and I hope everybody has a really good evening. Thank you.
Pokemon Go, just get out of the way. Up and coming, there's amazing designs, amazing features. A mobile game made in 3 weeks, it's definitely not an easy task. And once again, this is a hallmark and the trademark of a software engineer, of a full stack engineer that's able to learn on the fly, is able to assimilate new concepts, new programming languages, and sometimes in a very short amount of time, and then create something exciting with it. And speaking about creating something exciting, and I'm a little bit biased because I'm part of this team, Storyfy. I can't wait for you to have a look what we have done with this amazing team right here. So I'm going to pass the microphone to Polly, and we'll get it started.
Thank you, Carlos. Oh, it's quite nerve-wracking to be standing up here. Hello, everyone. We are Team Storyfy, and we're so excited to present to you guys tonight. We've spent the last 3 weeks working very hard on what we have to show you tonight. So we might be the last group today, but it's very exciting, so stay tuned. But first, who are we? Who made this app? So I'd like to introduce the wonderful team behind this. First, we have Aizan on that side. She was our right-hand side, sorry. She was our back-end engineer, and she also worked on the AI aspects of the app. Next, we have myself, Polly. I worked on the front-end and the UI aspects of the app, along with Fun. And last but not least, we have Carlos, our team leader, and he also worked on the back-end and the AI aspects with Aizan. So, what have we made? What is Storyfy? Well, Storyfy is a collective writing app between humans and machines. So, you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Well, Carlos is going to give you a live demonstration of how the app works in just a moment, but let me explain a little bit of how the app actually works. So, Storyfy is all about creating your own stories. This is like at the front and the foremost of our app. It's about being creative. It's about writing that story that's, burning passionately in your heart, as I know all of you guys are sort of, writers, probably, burning with your own stories. This is the app for you. But the catch here is that you don't write the whole story. You write the beginning of the story. And then other users are able to come and participate in your story, and they will add their own entries. And in this way, you take it in turns. If you just press this, thank you. We build up the stories together with other users. But the unique selling point of our app is that we actually have a Storyfy AI. So we have a robot, which we've affectionately called RoboWriter. RoboWriter is available as a participant in your story. So when you create a story, you can say, okay, let's have RoboWriter, and then when it's RoboWriter's turn, RoboWriter will add an entry to your story. And this will really help take your stories to sort of unexpected, exciting paths. And I think you guys would be very surprised at actually how fluent and normal it actually sounds. It doesn't sound like a robot, so it's most of the time. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to pass it over to Carlos, and he's going to give you guys a live demo.
Thank you very much, Polly. All right, so let's move on to our app. And once you log in with your Google account, you'll be able to see the home page. page, which is where we're displaying all the stories that so far have been created and collaborated by different people. So we have quite a few right now. But what we're going to do, and the best way to show you how this works, is to create the story together. So I'm just going to put the microphone down for a second. And I'm going to do like red writing hood classic. And I have already some text already copy pasted, at least ready for you guys to have a look. And I'm going to put an image, so it's something that you can do as the prompt creator. You can add an image to the story that hopefully is going to link and match to the feeling that you want to give to your story. And a number of human collaborators, so notice humans. So you can collaborate with as many people as you want, or you can write the whole story by yourself. So in this case, I don't know, I'm just going to choose 10 people. And then I'm going to include RoboWriter, because I want to see what he has to say about all this. We get a little warning here. It's not a warning, it's just a heads up. Because of the nature of this AI model, it's unsupervised. And that means that the results that it yields are a little bit, not random, but unpredictable. Right? So it can take your story in different and exciting ways. It could be maybe not safe for work sometimes. So just keep that in mind, if you're writing a story for children. You can make the story private as well if you want to just work, with your siblings or with your friends. You don't want the story to be public. You can just check this mark. Well, I'm not going to do that because I want the story to be public. And how many entries I want the story to be. So how long it's going to be. I'm just going to put 50 entries. And then what kind of genre is my story going to be about? Well, I suppose let's do a sci-fi Red Riding Hood. Why not? And then the deadline. So this is the amount of time that each user gets to add an input. So when I add the prompt, people can join. People can join the story, and then they will join the queue, right? And on your turn, you're allowed to come in and add your input. And you'll be notified and everything. But if you don't add your entry on time, you forfeit your turn to the next person. So 15 minutes should be fine. Let's put 5 minutes. Why not? Fast story. Submit, and now I can see the story as it will look for everybody else. Thank you, Pauline. Sorry. I can have my left hand again. So this is what I wrote, and you can see it's my name right there, when it was written. I'm just gonna like it because I just really like it, and why not? And authors participating at this point, it will be just me and RoboWriter. There's 9 spots remaining, so 9 more people could join and collaborate in this story. There's 49 entries remaining. The deadline, very specific deadline that the next person has, or in this case the robot has to add an entry, and it tells you also whose turn is right now on the list. All right, and before we move ahead, I just want to bring your attention to all these social media icons, and this is very useful, especially when you want to, bring your writing to the public, or if you want to just share it privately, you can use this email function and just send it to the people you want to collaborate with specifically. Also, for organization purposes, I can go to my profile and I can see all the stories that I have I have begun, and I can also see the entries that I have added so far. So it gives me nice information and an idea where to go next. Also, we have a feature space here. So sometimes editors might choose stories, up and coming stories for you to have a look. And we have our about page. Well, you'll see all these rules, all this the way it works. If you want to read more about it, the disclaimer about the nature of AI writing text, and also you have the list of the team members, fantastic team members that we've been developing this app with. And now what we're going to do now is we're going to wait for RoboWriter. So we're going to go back to the presentation. In the meantime, RoboWriter is on the back writing, continuing this story. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go back to the presentation, and before we finish, let's have a look and see what the robot wrote. So I'm going to let Aizen continue. Here, I'm going to just quickly, excuse me, I'm just going to talk about a little bit, this last bit, sorry I got carried away there. I love AI, it's amazing. It's just almost freaky sometimes how good it's getting, and it's something that the more we use as humans, the more we're training. And so collectively, we're making it more smart. This is writing better and better text with each passing year. So that's something, watch this space, watch this space. So, but how it works in this application is that it looks to the previous entry, and then it runs it through this open source trained model called GPT-2. And once that's done, it generates text that is connected to the previous text and inputs it, inserts it in the story, and then it calls the turn to the next person. So this is what's happening right now, so we'll come back to that in a minute, but while we're waiting for that, I'm going to pass the turn to Asa, and she's going to tell us all about the notification system.
Thank you, Carlos, for a wonderful presentation. So for email notifications, you get this kind of notification when it's your turn to contribute. For example, this is my turn to contribute onto Rapunzel, and I have only 5 minutes to enter my continuation. And I need to go by this link to enter my entry. Yes. And for the desktop, for the front end, we used a combination of React and SAS style sheets and material UI, and only in some parts. And for the backend, we used Firebase and its different functions. For example, Firebase functions, its storage, and etc. For sending emails to the users when it's their turn, we used email.js, and we deployed it, all of it, to AWS Amplify. So continue. For the machine learning, we used open source GPT-2 model. It is already a pre-trained model. So to do that, we used Apache server, which is running on Ubuntu operating system. We used Flask, which is Python's framework, to create accessible APIs for the AI. And the GPT-2 model is written in PyTorch, and all of it is deployed on Amazon EC2 instance. So I'm gonna pass it to Fung. She'll talk about our challenges and future features.
Awesome, thank you, Isa. So, some challenges that we encounter while developing Storify. On front-end side, first of all, it's selecting suitable UI libraries. So when it comes to installing React components for a user interface, there's just so many options out there, which is great, but at the same time could be confusing as well, and they all come with certain pros and cons. So at first we use Material UI, which is awesome for quick prototyping, but we soon realized that it's quite hard to configure preview components to use our own designs, and so in the end we used a combination of some Material UI and lots of CSS, SAS, which is much more dynamic and better for the app in the long run. Another tricky thing is rendering flow. So occasionally we have a problem of the page flashing up the login page really quick before rendering the intended page. And so we solved that by using some routing functionality within React to manage the rendering logic properly. On the back-end side, first thing is using cloud functions. So if you remember when Carlos created his story, he could choose the entry deadline. Basically, you can set it like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then when it's the deadline, it's going to pass the turn to the next person in the queue. And it took us quite a while to figure out how to implement that functionality. The way we did it is we wrote our logic in the code base and kind of push it to Google Cloud Platforms so that it's always live there, and it's going to check every minute to see if it's the deadline, and then it's going to do the logic of passing the turns. Aside from that, it's just the whole AI tech stack is just new to us, and it's quite challenging to figure out how things work together, from the server to the API endpoint to the AI data models and hosting. And at one point, we had an incident of some memory leaks. So basically, when the AI machine generates text, it consumes more and more memory, and we have to fix that so that's not going to freeze. The way we did it is we used some tools to clear the cache in the Apache server. So overall, lots of trials and errors, but we managed to overcome those and managed to make it work and make it beautiful. And we learned a lot as well along the way. Next thing are some future features we would love to implement for Storify. For example, ability to modify entries, a safe draft feature, as well as text markup feature for entries like bold or italic. So now comes the fun part. Let's check out the story that Carlos created a few minutes ago to see how it goes. Go, Carlos.
All right, let's have a look. My apologies if something interesting comes up, but yeah. So let's scroll down. This already has 4 likes. Let me reload there.
Oh my god.
Oh, it seems like it's taking its time today to generate. Well, I mean, if you want to leave it on a cliffhanger here, guys, but you can always come to storyfyapp.com, look for Ray Riding Hood, and with our amazing filters here, you'll be able. Right, sure, that's a good idea. Okay, so right in the rehearsal, it did work. So we have this one. I wrote this prompt. It was a little bit brief this time, but essentially it was talking about I'm the creator of this universe. There are many, but this one is mine. So sit down and grab a drink and get ready for my tale. I am the creator of this universe. Take it with a grain of salt. Right. So please go visit our website and look. There's already a few entries made by the robot. I think this one had a good one too. Oh, this one is not good. Okay. I just really like the photos, so it was right. I think Rapunzel was
That was pretty good.
Yeah, Rapunzel. So I put that one in there a day ago. Yeah, and it brought all this back to me. So Robo Rider. And the interesting thing is that it notices if it's a fairy tale or if it's a conversation, if it's like, it kind of tries to follow the same narrative or style of writing, right? So, so it's like kind of taking a little bit of time today, but so I really invite you guys to go to Storyfy app and have a look, or try your own story right now if you want, and see what you can get back. So let's go back to the presentation and...
Yeah, that's pretty much how you Storyfy. So you can try it for yourself now by going to storyfyapp.com or scanning the QR code on the screen. You can create your own story, share it on social media so your friends can continue the story and watch your writer take it to exciting and known past. We hope you have fun exploring Storyfy as much as we had creating the app. Thank you.
Your hat, it was an honor and a privilege to work with this amazingly and talented group of ladies. It's just unreal how much I learned thanks to them. It's unreal how much I learned thanks to all my colleagues who I just met in person today. It's quite, I'm still kind of buzzing from all the energy today. Like haven't been out for a while too. So thank you so much to the staff for your support, your guidance, your mentoring. You made this possible. I feel like I speak for everybody. So it was a wild ride, learning a new set of skills during this pandemic. But we did it. Congratulations, guys. We made it. I'm gonna invite Jan Extraordinaire to just give us a few words. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for coming tonight. It was my pleasure. Have a good night.
To fix my displays. Give me a sec. Okay. Great. Oh man, another round of applause for everyone. I should probably use the microphones. Hey, thank you all so much for coming. I know with 2020 is going really badly for the world. And so I really appreciate seeing faces. Oh my goodness, I really don't take seeing another person's face for granted. It's been kind of a wild year. So thank you all so much for coming. Before I talk about this class, I want to invite you all to mark your calendars for our next demo day. It's actually in 1 month. So CCJ1 is graduating. A few of them are in the audience looking very nervous. But please mark your calendars, July 23rd. We start at 7:30 right here and online. This is our first Japanese language immersive, and they'll be graduating soon. They are just getting started on, or they're going to be getting started on their senior projects. Right now they're finishing their polyglottal projects, but it's going to be really exciting seeing what they think of. I hope they got a lot of good motivation and inspiration from their senpais here. To those of you on the live stream, hello, thank you all for watching. We have a really nice big audience on the live stream. The room is also as packed as it can be for coronavirus. So it's really great seeing so many people supporting our students. So I realized today this is our 12th cohort, and we for a while have been running these 3-month cohorts 4 times a year. So 12 divided by 4, this is actually marking our 3rd year as Code Chrysalis. And it's really wild because Connie and I, Connie the other co-founder, we really had no good idea of what the projects were. Tonight we just kind of showed up and we got to sit back, take pictures, and enjoy the hard work, the sweat, the tears. There was no blood, I don't think. But the sweat, tears, the stress that produced these projects. And I think that's pretty amazing because the instruction staff, the instruction team, are just knocking it out of the park. I think Connie and I don't need to be involved with the senior projects anymore because the level of guidance and direction that the instruction team gives our students far surpasses what Connie and I were able to do for CC 1 through 5. Very sorry, CC 1 through 5. But it's really amazing, I think, how much we're able to push the students and how much they're able to take. This is what happens. I know for a lot of you, a lot of this class started out with us doing their intro to coding class with us through our foundations course, and it's really cool seeing them go from struggling with functions, writing basic functions and tearing their hair out about for loops, and then seeing them no big deal learning Flutter, no big deal learning how to do AR stuff, no big deal creating a full stack app. And I hope that the stress of doing all of this, the tough nights, the long nights, I hope it's been worth it because we're so excited to see you all flutter off as software engineering butterflies. So without, I don't want to drag this on longer than it needs to be. Amazing job. Thank you so much for filling our space with your energy and with your talent. And I want to pass it off to Connie to say some words in Japanese. Or English.
Congratulations, you guys. It's amazing to finally see all of you together. I've seen some of you as small icons on the Zoom meetings that we've had, but to really see you guys today and do what you did, that's just mind-blowing and amazing. So really, congratulations. I'm going to talk a little bit in English because I really think this is a significant moment for us as well. CC12 marks our 3rd year. But this is, guys, an already hype for everybody online, a very difficult program. And these students did it during a time of a pandemic. And instead, during a time when cash is king, when everybody is holding on to their money because of the uncertain future, they doubled down and they decided to invest in themselves. They spent their money and they decided we had to change from an on-site program to remote almost overnight. And that's not what you signed up for. You wanted to do it on-site. But they persevered and they showed up and they did the work. And they decided to graduate with stronger skills for when this whole thing becomes, I mean, we are already slowly returning to, I hope, normal. But they decided to double down on themselves and invest in themselves and come out stronger. They didn't decide to survive this pandemic. They decided to thrive and be stronger as engineers. So for that, if anything, you guys showed us that if there is a will, there is a way. And I say, and I also want to take a moment, this is always all about our students, this event. But I want to say, if there's a will, there is a way was also demonstrated by our amazing staff. All of you out here, please raise your hand. You guys really rock. So I think you guys saw how amazing the applications were, how much they took learning to themselves. We only taught JavaScript, but they're using all this different technology to bring to life what they've envisioned and dreamt. So I'm not going to spend too much time on products or any of that, but I just want to say congratulations, blew me away. Yeah, it was awesome to be surprised today and not know what you were going to do. That was really, really crazy and awesome. So congratulations. 皆さんこんばんは、こんにちは。Who speaks Japanese here? Do I even do this in Japanese? Just for maybe future students in the audience or 日本語でもちょっとだけ言いたいことがあります。まずはこの生徒さんたちはこういうコロナの時期にお金を貯めてちょっとそれちょっと様子を見ようっていう様子を見ようって見るべきな時に、あえてそのお金を使ってその時間を使って自分に投資したわけなんですね。で3ヶ月間経って、ここまで、立派なエンジニアに育てて今後もっと強く世の中に出れるように3ヶ月間行動したわけなんです。ほとんどの方々は家にこもって自粛して安全にお金ももちろんどうなるかわからない時期に取っとこうって考えた時にもう自分に投資したわけなんですね。レクルーターの方が今日ここのオーディエンスにいます。レクルーター Any recruiters? I want to tell any recruiters online, these are the students you need to hire. If they are doubling down on themselves, you can be rest assured that they are going to add to the bottom line of your company. 本当にレクルーターさんがいるのであれば、このように行動力を持つエンジニアを雇う、すごいいいチャンスだと思います。絶対会社の、発展に貢献するとは僕は信じてます。まあ日本語でこんぐらいにしとこうかな。誰も日本語しゃべる人はあんまりなさそうだし、でも本当に、日本語でちょっと言いたいのはこのコースでは JavaScript をメインで教えてるんですね。まあフロントエンド、バックエンド、フルスタックすべて教えてるんですけど、JavaScript がメインの言語なんです。だから今日見たアプリは JavaScript 以外のアプリ、フレームワークも言語もいろいろ使ってるわけなんですけども、それは自分たちで実現したいアプリを作るために勝手にこの3ヶ月間の間で勉強しているテクノロジーなんです。なのでそういった自立性を持って行動できる、グロースマインドセットを持ったエンジニアを育てるプログラムで、今日は本当にその一例としての、卒業生となります。どうもありがとうございます。
Thank you all for coming. That's it for tonight. Please, was gonna say high five, but don't high five. Just wave at each other, and feel free to hang out here and talk. Remember to stay socially kind of distant from each other. And thank you all again so much for coming. And one last round of applause for all of these people.